Thank you. Let's get it started.
Okay, as soon as we have Instagram up, we will go. Wow, 34 comments already.
Thank you. Let's
Oh,
get it
I
started.
see. Okay, I as see soon as new we have friends. Instagram I up, we see will old go. friends. I Wow, see already. 4
Thank
comments
you.
already.
Thank
Oh, I
you.
see.
Let's
I see
get
new
started.
friends. I see new friends. I see old friends. I see 4 comments already. Oh, I see. I see new friends. New friends. I see old friends. We have multiple windows open. That was weird. Where did John go? John, where are you? What happened?
Wow. I have no idea. The computer just blew up.
All right. Well, it happens.
It doesn't happen to me.
No,
I'm just kidding. Hold on. Are we streaming? Are we on?
we're up.
Oh, we are.
We are
Okay,
up on
great.
YouTube.
What a day. What a day. What a weekend. What a weekend. Fans of the Disco Biscuits, this was a good weekend for you. My God, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Woo!
Well,
Woo!
hey, before we do that, why don't
Before we do it?
Before we do anything,
before we talk about things.
Yeah, why don't you want to do a podcast or?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm down for podcasting. I am. I'm in for it. I'm in the mood. Let's do it.
All right.
Life just doesn't get any better than this.
We're mass communicating.
All right. How's everybody? What's up? God, it was a good weekend for the Disco Biscuits. God, it was good. Damn.
John. Welcome back to Touchdowns All Day. I'm your host, Max Dawson. With me, as always, John Barber. In the very studio where...
There we go. Figured it out.
You cut 2 new tracks.
See, finger pointing is like expert podcasting. If you can go bang and point to the right person, you're an expert. Oh, wow. Somebody went to the TikTok shop. Wow.
Get on my level.
Dude, I got to get on your level now. I got the microphone. Now I got to get the, what does it do? It follows you around the room?
Follows me around the room.
Oh my God. Does it do you have to put like a sensor in your abs or something to get it to track you? Or was there surgery involved?
No surgery involved. This is done entirely through AI.
Damn. Damn, you got the good one.
I got the good one. But
I got the surgery one.
You got the surgery one.
Nah,
well, that doctor in Las Vegas, he fucked you up. He didn't give you the good shit.
That was the best doctor I ever had.
We'll see.
Right.
We'll see.
Right.
John, you were just talking, though. Good weekend for the Disco Biscuits.
Best. Yes. Top-notch weekend for the Disco Biscuits. One of the weekends that the Disco Biscuits... Yeah, it's a notable.
Yeah? You want to elaborate more, or you want it to just be mysterious? I mean, Magner posted a clip of you and
Magner spilled the beans again? Okay.
Touchdowns all day.
He's just clout chasing all the time. You can't run a session without Magner figuring out how to clout chase while running.
I can't relate to people who release information before it's officially allowed to be released. It's just something I would never personally do on my podcast.
I know. It's only terrible people do that.
So terrible people like Magner do that. But what did you guys get up to over the weekend?
Well, I mean, it was a straight hustle weekend. We got in the studio and we have a laundry list of stuff to do. We got album tracks to do. We got new songs to make, a lot of new songs to make. And we just got after it. And then we got hot. And now the weekend's over. And I haven't even spoken to anybody besides I've been in the studio for like 4 days, just like constantly. And yeah, so it was good, though. I mean, there are more shows are going to have some extra sauce. The whole tour is going to have some extra sauce. I would say those Pine Creek shows are going to be sauced out. And yeah.
I'm excited. I've had those 2 tracks on loop all day.
Oh yeah. And there's a third one too, by the way. Yeah, those 2 are great, though. I really think that one song is like, you know how there's a thing with songwriting where you fall in love with your last song.
The demo. What is it called? Demo.
Yeah, well, there's demo love, which is
love.
I think the demo is great, but then there's also the last song you made. you have this thing where you're like, that's the greatest song I'll ever write, right? And, you know, there was Fire Will Exchange and Doorbell, and it was like, we'll never outdo that. And then there was Country Royale. I was like, we'll never outdo. And then there was Postcard, and we're like, never outdo. And then Scars came along, and it was like, we'll never outdo that. And I'm not sure. I don't know. I think those songs are in the past now.
Yeah.
And we're into some new stuff,
Yeah.
I think, is what's going on. But whatever. You didn't hear from me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah.
We are not going to speak out of school here. We're going to keep on topic. Well, we have a topic. We have a guest, John.
Oh, wow.
It's very exciting. We have a guest from my old Survivor days. So this is a very good friend of mine.
Wow.
Very good. Her name is Corinne Kaplan. And it's no exaggeration to say that Corinne is one of the most notorious reality TV villains of all time on any show. Now, John, you probably remember her from her first season, which was Survivor Gabon, and specifically from this very famous moment that she had in the very last episode. And I'm going to play that to jog your memory, and also for the folks who maybe aren't big Survivor fans.
Susie, I have one question for you. And if you can answer yes to this question, I will give you my $1 million vote. If you get the money, will you agree to have your vocal cords removed?
No, because I am a talker. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. Bob, I adore you. You know that. The only qualm I have about voting for you, you are somewhat one-dimensional. I've already met Nice Bob and I've played with Nice Bob, and tonight I want to see Nasty Bob. Make me believe that you don't like sugar.
I can stand up and say that Sugar did things that I didn't like. When I blindsided Randy with my fake idol, I didn't feel good about that, but I felt horrible the way Sugar stuck it in his face afterwards. But in the last couple of days...
Don't get nice. I don't relate well to nice people. Stay nasty.
I'm done.
I'll take that. Sugar, you are an unemployed, uneducated leech on society. And the only thing I would vote to give you is a handful of antidepressants so that no one else has to be subjected to your constant crying anymore. And maybe if you got some, then it would seem a little more sincere when you are crying about your dead father. You don't deserve the $1 million. Thank you, everyone.
All righty.
All right, John.
I like that.
You like?
I like that. I mean, look, how many times do you see someone give someone else the middle finger on Survivor? It's pretty rare. You know? And she deserved it, and yet she was right. So, you know.
So you remember her from Survivor Gabon. Maybe you remember she returned for Survivor Caramoan. That was the fans versus favorites season.
What number was that?
That was 26. That was Cochran won that season, but Corinne was brought back. Then a few years later.
Classic season, by the way. 26.
Another classic season.
Classic season.
A few years later, they brought her back on Amazing Race for season 31, where they paired her up with another survivor, Eliza Orlins. But to be honest, I think that the reality TV is like the least interesting thing about Corinne. Her life is the real show, and her podcasts are the real content, because outside of being this illustrious reality TV villain, Corinne is, in my opinion, one of, if not the greatest podcast hosts and guests of all time. She has no filter. She will do anything for content. She always speaks her mind. She has no fear of being, she's uncancelable. She's got a new podcast called Where's My Spinoff, which she's going to be co-hosting with Big Brother's Brittany Haynes, which is a big deal. One of the most iconic Big Brother characters. That debuts in a few weeks, but prior to that, she was the host of a show called My Safe Word Is More. Prior to that, she was the host of a show called My Best Friend Corinne. Prior to that, she was the host of a program called what was it? I can't remember. I think it was called Survivor with, hold on. I got to do my research. I'm fucking up the bit.
What do you want to find out? Is it another podcast?
Yeah, it was another podcast, and I fucked up the bit, but we're doing this live, so it doesn't matter. It's just we're going to pretend like.
Well, you have to like abandon bit or run through bit. We can't talk about whether or not we're still in a bit that only you are a part of. Frankly, I'm not. I don't know what you're talking about. I just know that she's here. She's going to be on the show.
She's going to be on the show.
Almost right away. When you're done with this, are you?
What is?
Is this what?
This is the bit.
What does it come with? Vixens. You know what I'm talking about? Complete set. Everything you need. We're gonna have so many fucking Vixens up in this motherfucker.
So many.
With all the Vixens.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Survivor with all the fixins. I'm your host, Max Lawson, who's with me as always, the lovely Corinne Kaplan.
Wow, this bitch is crazy.
Corinne.
It's going to make me tear up. I forgot our opening music. I love that.
Corinne.
Go-to meeting.
Welcome to our go-to meeting. Managed to fuck the intro up, Corinne. So some things haven't
I knew
changed.
exactly what you were trying to do.
You know what I was trying to do. All the fixins, John. That was my podcast with Corinne. We ran for years. It kind of ended up, we were taken down by the authorities. We were officially running a cult and a Ponzi scheme. We were taking money from these people and giving them very bad advice. It all crumbled down on us. Corinne and I both did time in a minimum security facility, but now we're both free. The statutes of limitations have expired, and we can catch up. So Corinne, what have you been up to? What's new? What's going on? What's doing and who's screwing?
Well, I recently had a hysterectomy, so I couldn't screw anybody for 2 months, but now I'm back on the market.
Wow.
I went on several dates in the last few weeks looking for a potential suitor to try out my new hole.
But did you advertise that? Does that go into the Tinder bio or new hole?
Yeah, I'm from Cunt City.
No, I have not advertised it, but one lucky winner is gonna,
Are we doing that contest here on the podcast?
Sponsored by Kleckner and Sons.
Really getting off to a raunchy.
Yeah, we are. I mean, listen, Corinne, you bring the worst out in me. What can I say? And by that, I mean you bring the best out in me. Corinne, tell us about the new podcast that you and Britt have coming up.
Yeah, so we decided to call it Where's My Spinoff because it's frankly rude that no one has offered either of us a spinoff. We cover all different things. My preference would be just to cover like my foibles, which it's very hard when someone asks, like when we were pitching to the network, I was like, can you guys just like have one martini with me and then I'll tell you some stories and then you can write the description because I don't know how to say what it is that I want to talk about, but it's just like my life stories. Brittany did not want to do just my life stories. So we're doing pop culture, some reality stuff, and just things that are generally pissing us off. So all different segments. And we've recorded 2 episodes so far. We're not trying to do it too far ahead because she wants to do pop culture stuff, so you can't.
Yes.
And my preference would be to bank like 65 episodes,
Yes.
but she doesn't want to do that. So we're going to be releasing relatively soon.
So, John, now you, as you were explaining to Corinne before we came on the air, you binge watched like all 40 seasons of Survivor during COVID while you and Lisa were getting ready for River's arrival.
Yep.
What was your recollection of Corinne from before you met her? What was your memory of her on the show?
Well, she was the only capable person on her season. Every single other player on her season was like, nincompoop is really the only way to describe any of them.
It's true.
They were all terrible. It was just like, how do you cast this? And then there was Corinne, who's like, I'm a great player, and I can't get any of you people to do anything because you're all like, I don't know what they're like in real life, but
worse. They're worse in real life.
Are they? Yeah, I mean,
there was also a shocking lack of attractive people on my first season. Like there's
a lot of oldies, a lot of crumblies. A lot of crumplies.
Yeah, and then we had like a disgraced Olympian. We had a little gamer kid. Like there was like very little, to look at shirtless on that season.
Well, the gamer kid was the one kid who I was like, okay, this kid could maybe play, and then he totally just trashed himself like episode 4. He didn't even make it into the real game. And so when he left the game, I was like, oh wow, this is going to be interesting.
Well, my second season wasn't much better, to be honest.
Yeah.
I liked your second season. I thought that was a good season. You didn't like that season?
I don't like any season that I didn't last longer on. Like, I didn't make the jury, even though I made the merge, and that will forever haunt me.
It's not a big deal. Making the jury, not a big deal. I don't think it's.
You just saw my fucking jury speech. It is a big deal. I would have killed it. I would have given another speech like that.
It's not a big deal to those of us who didn't make it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot that's where you were
yes,
going.
thank you. Thank you for being sensitive. So, John.
Max, you didn't make. Well, what are you gonna do?
Are you thinking about looking for a new co-host now?
No. I want the ability to get on Survivor and do good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you want to do better than me.
A little
bar
bit.
is
Just
low.
a little bit. If you're like a winner of Survivor, then what am I going to do? How am I going to do that? Because there's no way I win. I go out 7. I think is where I go.
7?
I think so. I think people.
I thought you were going to win. You said you were going to win last time we talked.
I know,
about
but I'm
this.
playing it cool.
Oh, okay. You're trying to minimize your threat level so that Corinne thinks that you're a patsy, and then I see.
I mean,
Very
I could
good.
end up on a season with Corinne. Like she's probably going to play Survivor again. I would think.
Well, about that, Corinne, why don't you explain your contentious relationship to the host of Survivor and to the entire production?
Well, the host has me blocked on Twitter, and he did
Jeff
that years
does?
ago. Yeah, which is very odd.
Does he block people? Is he like
He
one of
blocked
those
Corinne.
guys?
He blocked me. And actually, when I saw him in person, after I had been blocked, he made the same mistake. Before we started the show today, John confused me with Jerry Manthe, and
Yes.
Jeff Probst, the host of the show,
Yes.
when he saw me, was like, Manthe. And I was like, are you fucking kidding?
Wow.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's possible that, like, forget that he doesn't like me. He's potentially dealing with some early onset things. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it's not terribly likely. I would like to get on other shows.
So
but not
suffice to
Survivor.
say, they didn't call you for season 50.
No.
I mean, who
Can I
knows?
ask a quick question?
Yeah, please.
If they were to call you on season 50, just for those of us in the audience who are curious, how much money would you make to be on that show? Like, what kind of cash gets thrown around?
Oh, they don't pay anything. I mean, Traders pays big money. Would love to do that show.
You mean
Survivor
just like
doesn't
an
offer.
appearance fee?
You don't get
Isn't there like a weekly SAG payment at least? I thought there was a weekly, like, you're on a TV show, you got to get paid this amount of money.
John, there you have the beauty of reality TV. We are not union. We are not actors. We are not protected by any of those sorts of protections, so they can exploit the shit out of us. We get prize money, but the prize money is pretty paltry. Like most people who go on reality shows are unemployed and unemployable, so it's probably the most money they ever make in their entire lives. But for people like me and Corinne, you have to make it very long or else you lose money. Having a corporate job, especially one that's like sales or tied to commission or anything like that.
Wait a second. So if you win Survivor, you get $1 million, right? You got to pay
Yes.
taxes, whatever. If you come in second place, you get $100,000, right?
Yes.
But
Right.
but there's no like
It's
per
graduated
week,
scale
Yes.
down.
10 grand a
Right.
week type of thing going on.
It's not per week because everyone's out there for 45 days. So it's not like you get to go back to your job and make money.
Right.
It's however far you make it. So each jury member, it goes down by 10 grand. And then everyone used to get 10,000 for an appearance fee for the finale, but I think they do the finale like remotely or some shit now.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
do.
know. I haven't.
They do it like the day that it should be, the day that they've chosen everybody.
Yeah, they do it live at Final Tribal Council now.
Yeah, Jeff doesn't like walk one-footed onto a helicopter anymore and then fly into the future for this thing. They do it right there.
It was so stupid. And you were supposed to be sworn to secrecy. I told Bob Crawley's entire family that he had won.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm going to steal this moment because I can.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
went up
listen,
to his
that's your
wife
prize.
and his children and I was like, hey, your dad wins tonight, okay?
Oh my
Ruining
God.
other people's good times, that's the ultimate prize, Corinne, in hindsight.
It is.
Making people
Yeah.
sad.
So wait, you go on the show
Yes.
And you're on the show for months of your life for the physical harm and the tear on your body, all the stuff.
Yes.
You're doing this whole thing. And at the end of it, if you don't come in like the top 6 places, they're like, they don't give you any money at all. There's no.
No, you get some. So the first person voted out will get like $2,500, but they have to stay as long as the last person voted out. So you get paid $2,500 for 45 days of work. It's kind of a bum deal.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yes.
So wait a second. When you are already a famous Survivor contestant, I mean, you've been on multiple times. You're kind of in this group of like contestants who are well-known, legendary in a way, right?
Yes.
When you go on another show, do you book that show with an agent and get yourself a paycheck, or do they just call you out of the blue and say, hey, we got this spot open. Do you want to be on TV?
Yeah, I have never actively auditioned for anything. Like in the CBS stuff, like they just called me and they were like, hey, we want you to do The Amazing Race. And I was like, oh, okay. But they weren't like, Amazing Race pays substantially less than Survivor does even. And if you won Race, you'd have to split it with your partner anyway. But I mean, the Race was a very pleasant experience. I have no really complaints about, like it's way shorter. It's less than half the amount of time of Survivor. But yeah, I mean, no, I do not have an agent. I do not actively like apply to things. Hopefully something else will fall in my lap.
I don't have a boyfriend. I don't even have friends. I don't know a single person that would help me.
So she's kind of on her own.
Yeah.
All right.
So there to clarify though, for like a season 50 or for like a Winners at War, like a Boston Rob, he's getting paid to show up. Some of those players,
I thought he was getting paid like $500,000 to show up. Is that not the case? Some of those
players are getting a nice payout just to show up, but those are people who have been on 3, 4, 5. You know, those are the Ruperts and the Aussies and the coaches.
I don't think Ozzy's getting that.
No,
I don't think Coach is getting that. No, I think exclusively probably Suri maybe.
Okay.
But like those people are getting that money on traders. Survivor just doesn't pay. There's just like not. They haven't upped the amount of the winner in 25 years.
Never.
They stopped giving away the prize for fan favorite. Like they've gotten cheaper, if anything. They have less money.
No
the show's
car.
26 days. Yeah, right.
Sia's out of the
pay
game.
rate keeps going up, but the prizes have stayed stable, not adjusted for inflation.
I'm
Oh,
shocked.
I see PJ in the chat. Are we supposed to respond to the chat? Hi, PJ.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got lots
Yes.
of.
Somebody asked if Bob is still alive. He is. I saw him recently. As is Randy, who I talked to like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, we have a very deep Survivor network, and we're like family, you know. Some of us, and
Big
you
broke
hate some of your
family.
family members, and you love some of your family members, but you know they're family. Speaking of family, okay, I've got a little bit of Survivor news for you all here. Now, John, I know you are a Russell Hantz fan, right?
Yes.
I
I think it's an unpopular position, but I am. Yeah.
you love you some Russell Hantz. I
I
mean,
like to
listen,
watch him play. Yeah, yeah.
who could forget what Russell Hantz? He's
Athlete.
consummate athlete. and listen.
I have good news.
Okay, so Russell Hantz, he wasn't in the news recently, but his nephew was. So John, I don't know if you recall, but a few seasons after Russell played, they cast his nephew, Brandon Hantz, on the show. Brandon Hantz was on season 23, Survivor South Pacific, tatted up, young guy, energetic, went really far, had a little bit of a meltdown toward the end, got led astray. They took him out of the game, but they brought him back
Little bit
for
of a
Corinne's second season for fans
know.
versus favorites.
I know. Why did they do that?
Well,
What were they thinking?
and
Very
what
bad
happened
psych
then?
testing.
Well, what happened then? Brandon, of course, had a little meltdown. Had
Wasn't
to be
little.
well, Corinne, you were there. Why don't you explain what happened to Brandon?
So Brandon started like slowly disintegrating. Like in the middle of the night, maybe 2 nights before his meltdown, he was like, I have to get home. I have to get home. And I was like, I liked the guy. And I was like, hey, I don't want to burst your bubble, but if you quit right now, you still don't get to go home. There's nothing you can do. And he's like, I he started like not making any sense. I don't know if this had anything to do with it, but he buried some fruit to try and make Pruno, like prison wine. And he was eating
On
the rotten.
island.
Yeah, he was eating this like rotten fruit that he had buried, and he was sounding more and more deranged. And I just kept trying to like talk him down off the ledge, and he was so like kind of like in a psychotic state that he couldn't understand. There was a guy on my show, Philip, and I did not like Philip, but I had no choice but to talk to him because he was on the tribe and I was in a fucking alliance with him. So I'm talking to Philip, and Brandon thought of me as like his closest friend. And he thought I was lying to him that I didn't like Philip because he couldn't make sense that like, obviously I could be fake to Philip and still not like him. Anyways, he spins out and he grabs the machete and he starts chasing. He starts running directly at Philip and I. Philip leaves me for dead. And then Brandon like ends up, security tries to like get to him, but there's not enough. They're not close enough, and the people holding the cameras didn't put their cameras down to help me or the machete situation. So then he ran, he dumped over all of our rice, and he tried to pee in our water source. We have like a well. And by then, security got him. They just take him out, and then they tell us we're going to go do this, was it? Yeah, it was an immunity challenge, obviously, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm like talking like logically to some idiots on my tribe, some normal people. And I'm like, hey guys, like, there's no reason for us to compete on this challenge because then one of us could get injured. We know we got to vote him out tonight. So like, let's just tell Jeff I'm not going to throw the challenge. That's even stupider. Again, one of us could get injured. So let's just tell him we'd like to get rid of Brandon right now. Now, Brandon is already been taken out by security. He's not allowed to like have any contact with us. And so I kind of like Jeff like massaging his shoulders, and I give the speech because I thought since I was closest with him, it would be kindest if I did it. And so I was like very gentle, and that did not go over well at all. He lost his fucking shit, and they carted him off. He's a mental evacuation. And then our finale they didn't want it to be obvious that he wasn't there because they legally could not allow him to be there. So they had half of us in the audience so that you wouldn't be so noticeable that like one guy is missing. Anyways, all of this is to say that for the longest time, I had him on ATF. I have kept in contact with him. He has landed without me inviting him in Denver and been like, I'm here, let's hang out. And I have been incredibly kind all along through, I don't know how many children, how many like, all right. So now get to the big.
Okay. Cocaine. So Brandon.
I'm an easy 8.
Brandon was one of our favorites. We loved him. Corinne always tried to maintain cordial relations because, to be honest, we did fear he may murder us.
Why is he one of your favorites? I don't understand. Like, what?
Because he provided endless entertainment. He was always up to something. He had
no business being on the show to begin with.
No. As it turns out,
he would before we get to he would just come out and say stuff like,
at the Florida event, I was allowing a gentleman to suck my penis.
I forgot this.
He would just like call in and say stuff like that.
Yeah. And wait, by the way,
he's so polite, this kid.
He's a gentleman.
I will allow you to suck my penis.
I went on he had a podcast for, I don't know, 3 episodes. And I was like his first guest because I was like, of course I will do this for you. And so I go on his podcast. Very next guest he gets Sugar on. And then he pitches this whole, like I would never do a podcast that somebody invited Sugar to do. And I certainly wouldn't do it if you were going to say, you're asking me things, then you're asking her things. So he really fucked me there. And then I didn't speak to him for a while. But
well, you're not going to speak to him for a very long time, Corinne, because
I like this. There's a little tension between Corinne and this Hance kid.
And Brandon Hance. Well, yes, February 20th.
There's a little something in the air going on. Did something happen on set? Did you guys make out or something? Did you pick his teeth? No? No, it's good?
I hate seeing people in love when I'm not in love. Because their love make me mad over here. Fuck love.
Corinne. So on February 20th, USA Today publishes the following story. Survivor star Brandon Hance arrested on racketeering and arson charges.
Yes.
Survivor alum Brandon Hance, who appeared twice on the show, has been arrested on charges of racketeering and arson. In a grand jury indictment returned February 11th and unsealed Wednesday, attorneys in the Southern District of Texas charged Hance with belonging to an allegedly violent transnational motorcycle gang known as the Banditos.
Wow.
The ex-reality star was indicted
Wow.
along 13 other alleged Houston area members whose charges range from conspiracy to commit racketeering to murder, attempted murder, and assault. Hans,
Nice.
whose exit from his second go-round on the show propelled him to fan infamy, was 19 years old when he first appeared on Survivor South Pacific in 2011. He lasted 36 days, longer than me and Corinne. The nephew of previous Survivor villain Russell Hantz, his emotional meltdown the following year led to a much earlier elimination. Now 33, he faces up to 20 years in prison for his alleged involvement with the Banditos, referred to sometimes as Gun Drop or Loco, according to a release from the Southern District of Texas.
Very original.
Hantz is the only defendant among the 14 identified members charged with arson.
I want to wait. Can I please say, importantly,
He can light a
this-
fire.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
he was excellent at challenges. He really was. Okay,
Yeah.
but here's the best part. So everyone that's running the story, TMZ, like everyone, for whatever reason, they are using the clip of me telling him he's getting voted out. So I am wrapped up into this on a level that's like unbelievable. And I honestly have to say, it's my favorite press I've ever gotten. Like
TMZ.
Yeah,
TMZ's nice.
Yeah.
That's hot.
I mean,
TMZ's
yeah.
dope.
Well, Corinne, you have always had a thing for felons, convicted criminals. I mean,
Obvious, yeah.
you've had pen pal relationships with Scott Peterson.
I did write Scott Peterson. He did not write back. Yeah.
Damn.
There was a lot of, I like a little bit of a bad boy. I don't really need you to be, I mean, let's be honest. I was at Diddy parties from time to time, but I never saw any of the freak offs. I never did. But
What were they doing at the Diddy party that you were at?
normal things, just
Like-
drinking, dancing.
Chess.
Baby oiling.
Yeah,
I
did you
saw
see
no
the-
baby oil.
No?
How about were there large, like gigantic beds in the backyard? A couple of like really big beds outside.
No, I mean, I did his Hamptons party. I've seen his house, like his Miami. I went to his recording studio once with
Corinne, this
Ashton
is
Kutcher.
like these are all of the things. These are all of the, you were in all of the
I
places.
didn't see anything on tour. He was very nice. I didn't see anything on tour.
Okay,
They had
so would you
yeah.
be willing to testify as a character witness on his behalf that he was an above
I'd like
board?
I'd like to stay out of this. But I had nothing but positive experiences. He was very nice to me.
So you're going
You
on
know-
the record and saying Diddy is a good person and doesn't deserve any
He
of
was
this.
look, he was
Very
kind of like
nice man. That's what she's saying. Very nice individual. Yeah.
my friend Joyce, who you remember.
Yes, R.I.P.
Joyce's ex-husband was the CEO of Bad Boy Entertainment, and she knew him really well. So he was like a big brother to us. And nope, didn't see any of the crazy shit.
He
Sorry.
is like a big brother to you. He's still alive. He's killing it.
Well, I don't know if I
Is
still want
like
to
a big
claim.
brother to you.
Corinne,
I think I'd like
just,
to distance
I'm never gonna
myself.
have a threesome. I'm not gonna eat your asshole.
Corinne,
I like this threesome of Diddy, Hance's cousin, and Corinne here. That's a threesome.
Loco. We call him Loco on
Yeah.
this show.
Bandito, what does that translate into? Little band?
I think
Ito means
That's a-
little, right?
Little Bandit.
It's a small bandit. Yeah, small
He is a
That's
small
person
what we're
robbing. I don't know. It's probably a cute little guy with two little guns being like, choo choo, choo choo.
Oh,
Hey,
John, he has
bandito.
comprehensive face tattoos. I'm talking, there
yeah.
is no real estate on his face that's not tatted up now.
Well, that's why if he's getting arrested and has face tattoos, like, where's the hip hop album? You know, like, that's the next step for him. He's got everything else in place.
Well, I
should
happen to
drop-
know someone who knows Diddy who can introduce him
Yeah.
and get his demo in front of the right
Seriously.
people. Corinne.
Seriously.
I do
Corinne.
not have communication with him any longer.
You got to
I don't
network.
know what I
with these
stepped
people.
into
Corinne,
here.
you need to be like baking the cake with the nail file shoved
Yeah.
into the middle and, getting ready for his, because when he gets out,
He's out today.
odds
Isn't
are,
he?
Corinne, he's looking for you for a place to hold up.
Yeah. That's
You got
right.
that guest bedroom, right? the doorbell rings. It's
Oh God, you brought me on here as a dating expert.
yes. We were gonna.
I don't know why.
Well, yeah, we're gonna get to that, but before we do, I have many topics that I want you and John to talk
Okay.
about with one another because, John, I don't know if you know this, but Corinne is in phenomenal shape. She has, for a 29-year-old, you would never believe that she's 29 because she has kept it tight. She has kept it toned. And she has all sorts of really useful and just brilliant advice that she can offer on how to keep a slim and trim figure, starting with your number one piece of advice, Corinne, which is to not drink water. So I was wondering if you could tell John a little bit about your philosophy about dieting, the calories in, calories out, because John is someone who has a lot of interest in the fasting and the longevity and the stem cells and all that sort of stuff.
Well, so it's very simple. Your body is a large percentage water. If you consume less water, you will be thinner, and you can train your body not to need water. So I did like severe water deprivation training for Survivor, and then I maintained it all of these years. So I don't really consume water. I'll have ice cubes in a drink, like that maybe, or like lettuce in a salad. That's maybe how I would get some water, but I otherwise do not drink water.
You don't need water to live. You really don't.
You don't.
So John.
I stand by that.
And the whole calories in, calories out, Corinne thing, I find that fascinating too, because Corinne doesn't eat food. Like nothing that like came from the earth goes in those lips. It is all, it is the popcorn flavoring in a spray bottle. She'll sometimes subsist on like vitamin C pills or like vitamins or something. What are like, Corinne, what are some of the things?
I've done that.
Yeah.
I think the acerola berry vitamin C's are next level amazing, and I used to eat them when I was a kid. Those big acerola berry ones that you eat them, and they're like cherry. That shit's wild. I used to eat I don't know, whatever. I agree. Continue.
Well, I mean, so what are some of your strategies? Like I take Ambien every night before bed. So if I'm trying to lose weight, I will take Ambien for dinner so that I sleep through dinner. So you have sleep for dinner. Have you ever tried that?
I take trazodone. It's a little
good.
Trazodone is.
I have trazodone.
It's non-addictive. It's a little bit better for me. You don't get that Ambien thing where you like wake up 3 floors down of the hotel.
That's the best part.
With like a sash around your body
With
and
some
room with some weird
interesting
people.
online purchases in your Amazon history.
That's great.
Hydroxyzide, I love Adderall, I love chromocycline.
I forgot about chromocycline. That's been off the market for a very long time. I ran out of that a long time ago.
Well, we could trip to Mexico in order to find Brandon Hance might be able to hook you up. But John, you do like the fasting sometimes, or you'll just like you go all over the place too. You get extreme.
Well, I just retained a trainer I just started literally 2 days ago, and then I started my session. So he's like, "What happened to you?" But yeah, I have a new trainer. I'll explain it to you. Maybe we can talk him into coming on the pod, which would be interesting to explain what we're going to do. We're going to do like I need help scheduling stuff because my schedule it's just so much work. I need help putting fitness on the schedule. That's my problem. Okay. I can put songwriting on the schedule. I can put, running around, having fun on the schedule, but I cannot put push-ups on the schedule. So I got some friends there. I got a guy to help us with that. And, for me, as far as like eating goes, like I kind of get where she's coming from. It doesn't really matter what you eat. I have my biggest theory of food is like, how long has the food been on the planet as far as evolutionarily speaking? Like, is it 100,000 years old or is it 20 years old? And if it's 20 years old, like your stomach's never seen it before, If it's 100,000 years old, like a piece of lettuce, perhaps, your stomach's seen it. It can digest the entire piece of lettuce. You get all the value out of it. There's very little stuff in there. But if you were to eat, let's say, a Three Musketeers candy bar, which I know are very polarizing candy bar that I happen to like. I happen to think they're good. Those candy bars are only 25, 30 years old. So your stomach's probably, evolutionarily speaking, never seen the thing. So there's nothing in there. I mean, you might need some of the plastic.
Do you conceptually understand how evolution works? By virtue of the word evolve, your stomach should be evolving. Like, so you can train it. Like, I consume a lot of Splenda. In the beginning, it hurt my stomach. It doesn't hurt really anymore. And so I've evolved.
No,
See,
that's
just
not
building up a
evolution.
tolerance to a
That's not
poison.
Yeah, Splenda only smells like a poison. That's not evolution. That's your microbiome in your stomach. The other animals that live in your stomach, the bacteria that live in your stomach that have nothing to do with you, they change depending on what you put in your stomach. So if you take a lot, do you take a lot of antibiotics?
No, never.
Okay, so that's if you don't, then whatever food you put in your stomach, you develop these cultures, and if you don't take antibiotics, they're probably still thriving, if you will. You develop these cultures to eat whatever you eat. That's why people who are alcoholics or sugar addicts find themselves up at like 3:30 in the morning in a freezer, like shoveling ice cream into their face. It's because the bacteria in their stomach, which is designed to digest alcohol and sugar and all sorts of stuff like that, is hungry, right? And so it wakes you up at 3 o'clock in the morning and says, go get me food. You don't need that ice cream at 3 o'clock in the morning. Nobody does. But the bacteria in your stomach does. That's you training your own body. But your stomach itself and the parts and the way it moves and the flora that you're kind of bringing around from generation to generation, that stuff takes multiple generations to get into your system. Now you could probably eat like an iron nail or something, and you could probably
definitely
if you ate an iron nail for 6 generations of people, your stomach will figure out how to actually digest it instead of just like.
Listen, man, do you want to be skinny or not? I'm giving you secrets. I'm not saying I'm going to fucking keep you
I
alive.
want to be skinny.
Honestly,
I
people
need
in
to
your
be
comments
skinny.
that are like, the people in the comments that are like, oh my God, this chick is crazy. She doesn't drink water. Yeah, I know. That's why it's funny, and that's why my advice will get you thin.
All right, so what should I do? Because I am.
Yeah, and John's on the road.
I'm too
so he
heavy to
doesn't-
ski. I can't ski in my current weight, which is bad. So I
You
have
don't
like
look, I mean,
6 months.
You look thin to me.
It's all here. It's all right here. It's all. Like
I would say. Okay, so I just had that hysterectomy and I wasn't allowed to work out for 6 weeks. I was only allowed to walk. So
Right.
I walked between 10 and 15 miles a day. So
what's
you
wrong
can
with you?
always. Well,
Do you have a
well,
job? Who does that?
Well, I was off for medical leave, so I had the time. But like, you should try and figure out how to multitask and walk. Walking will like shred you really easily. Like, if you are somewhat sedentary, can you figure out how to like do your little music thing while you're walking?
I mean,
is it possible?
Do your little music thing.
I have.
Like, can you like, I don't know,
Well, no,
use your
John-
voice memo?
John does.
I mean, look, if I could write a banger with Joey Friedman, I can do anything in the world. It's like the ultimate. It's me and Joey can write bangers. He was an accountant. So you're talking about, can I walk around a field and
Or get a walking pad.
That's my old method. That's literally how I used to do
Corinne,
it. And I was
John,
really
for
thin back then.
years, his
I was
entire
really
creative
thin back
process, he would go and he would walk around the track around a football field for hours,
Yeah.
composing in his head. So you're
And
on
everybody loved those
Okay.
songs, and I was thin as a motherfucker. back
Okay,
then.
see, that's what I was gonna say. You were probably really thin. So if you don't want to do that, if you want, like, I would just get a walking pad like in your studio, and so that anytime, like, instead of you sitting here on a microphone, like, you would be walking. Well, I don't know how visually pleasing that would be for your audience, but do you know
I
what I
have a
mean?
hard
Like,
enough time getting him to pay attention when we're doing the podcast anyways. I don't need him wandering off.
I think if I took my shirt off, the audience would be fine with it. You know what I mean? They'd be
Let's
like,
go for it.
They'd
Yeah.
be like, "Wow, is that?
Now, let me ask
is he
you-
related to Russell Hands? Look at that body on him.
oh God,
I have
don't
Russell
think the
Hands' body
Hanses are-
right now.
It's not a disorder if you're good at it.
now are you trying to get thin because you're out there dating? Is that why you want my dating advice? What's
No,
happening with your-
I'm too heavy. I ski like when I go skiing, I ski like off the side of a glacier type of stuff, like really, really dangerous stuff. And that's what I enjoy doing. And I like it, but I'm too heavy right now. I won't even let myself do it. And like, if you're too heavy, you could really screw yourself up. You have to be light and nimble and ready to move. And if you're not, you can't go on that trip. You have to go ski like some normal shit.
Well,
And
you're
so
in
I
luck
want to
because-
go do some fun. I want to go have some fun, but I'm too big to do it right now. It'd be crazy.
right,
to
but
do
you have tons of time. Skiing
I do.
ski season isn't for a really long time, so
I do, but look at this. Look at this glass of water that I got.
That's
myself.
why you're heavy. Right
That's
there.
how
Pour
that's
it
all
out.
fat right there. That's all fat.
terrible.
Chubby as a
Yeah.
motherfucker.
It's
So what do
the
you drink
easiest
when
thing.
you're thirsty? Gin? Straight gin? Like, what do you drink when you're thirsty?
How did you guess? Well, a smoky scotch.
I do like gin. I'm annoyed because I have I've got a new drink I've been making. I've been infusing blue cheese into the martini. So that I don't have to trust that it's going to get infused through the olive that I've shoved the blue cheese in. I actually blend the vodka with the blue cheese, but I
In a
left it upstairs.
blender. You put blue cheese
Yeah.
and vodka in a blender.
Yeah.
And then do you throw the blender out afterwards, or how do you clean that blender? How do you,
I only use it. I bought this Ninja blender just for this, so there's nothing else. There's no food that's been in there, so if it smells like vodka, it's fine. It's just more vodka in there. But to
Okay.
answer your question,
Okay.
I just don't consume really very many liquids.
So
I
when you have
drink-
dinner, what do you have to drink with dinner?
Martini,
Martini.
definitely
But you
martini.
don't have, but there's no dinner.
Yeah,
Sometimes
well,
there's dinner.
Really?
all right. Let's say the three of us.
slipping.
Let's say this
Some
podcast.
corn nuts.
Corn nuts for dinner. It was 1948. What is?
I
what are you
like corn
talking
nuts
about?
a lot.
They don't even
And
exist anymore.
They came out with a taco flavored corn nut, so it kind of feels like you're eating tacos. Has anyone tried? And there's an elote flavor. The corn nut game has really it's other.
Okay,
it's
hold on a second.
otherworldly.
Can we just get this straight? Your idea of a great meal is a blue cheese blended vodka drink and taco flavored corn nuts.
Or the elote, yes, not the barbecue.
Okay,
But
what do you have for
yeah.
breakfast? What's your breakfast of choice?
I have never eaten breakfast, not since like 7th grade. But I have a
time-
normal lunch.
Do you wake up at like 4:30 p.m. because you were drinking blue cheese vodka all night? Like what time do you wake up in the morning?
I had to be up by 5:45. I go to the gym. If I wasn't doing this
5:45.
podcast, I would walk 6 miles tonight. Like I try and get at least 6 miles in a day.
That
But
takes
I-
like
obviously
6
I-
hours.
No.
How long does it take?
It's an hour and 30, hour and 40. But I just like listen to a podcast or call friends or whatever. Walking is very easy. Anyone out there that's looking for something to start with, walk. And then also alcohol. Alcohol helps too.
I've heard alcohol makes you fatter. Is that not the case?
Depends what alcohol.
Yeah, I was really thin when I used to drink vodka every day. I was really thin.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
mixers apart from
No.
the blue
No.
cheese.
I drank straight vodka with ice, like a man.
Well, you take the
Russian-
ice out. The ice is your waist.
Yeah, she would take the ice out, and then she would put blue cheese in, which is just like that
I
shit
do
goes
ch-
on crackers, right? That shit doesn't go. with vodka.
Well, I chill it. I mean, like I shake it. But
all right. This is amazing. This is an amazing thing.
She's a genius.
So
She really is.
So what was your drink of choice when the wildfires were happening in California? What was it exactly? What did you drink during the wildfires? When you're
are you
in
setting me up for some kind of like, because I do
No.
like smoky mezcal. I guess is that what?
Well,
that
were
be on
you in
theme?
California during the wildfires? Were you there? Where
No,
were you?
I live in Colorado.
Oh,
I'm in Denver. We have fires now, but they don't bother me. I don't
You
know.
live in
I have a
Colorado?
Dyson Air purifier.
are you one of the like Colorado people that goes to like 30 shows a year, 30 music events a year?
No, I don't like going anywhere where there's going to be a line for the bathroom, or I'm going to have the buzzkill of trying to get an Uber to get the fuck out of Red Rocks. I don't do that. I would I went with Max to what was the thing at Ophelia's?
We took Corinne to Ophelia's.
I might have met you.
when Magner was doing a solo piano performance there a few years back before one of the Mission runs.
Nice.
But
Was that
she's never. I don't.
romantic?
Corinne, you've correct me if I'm wrong. You've never been to a Disco Biscuits concert.
No.
So you
That doesn't-
took her on a date.
No.
No.
It's not a date. Solo piano.
No.
I was
Aaron
definitely-
Mader.
I was
Really?
out there. No. I was out there
Yeah.
trying to meet somebody, and everyone is disgusting at your shows. Unfortunately,
That's not true. That's not true. They just drink water. They're fine. They're not disgusting. They're attractive.
But Corinne, you've been to a Fish concert.
Yes.
I know you did go to Fish.
Talk about
I have
attractive.
been to. So as a kid growing up, I liked Fish a lot, and I went to several of their shows. I took a flying pyramid, which was a type of acid when I was in high school, and this person collapsed on top of my feet. I was wearing Birkenstocks, as one does, and their whole body lurched, and they threw up. And then I just didn't know what to do because I was really fucked up anyway. So I just left my shoes and then I didn't have shoes and I was covered in vomit.
Ugh.
I just went to a Fish show. My friend was
typical.
getting married, and her bachelorette party, it was 2 years ago, was at Fish Dick's, which they don't do anymore, but at Dick's Sporting Goods.
They don't do that anymore?
No.
They do. They do.
They did
I
it
think
at
they do.
Folsom Field this last
Yeah,
year.
they changed it. It's Boulder now. So the year before I was there. Anyways, so we had both the tickets where you can go twirl around on the main part, and then also like
Yes.
there was like 40 of us, so we just took like a back section. And while we were there, I was like, what does that smell? What does that smell? And then there started to be like I thought the smell was just the humans at the show, but as it turned out, all of a sudden like water started accumulating. It was a sewage issue with the bathroom right above where we were seated, and I was covered in shit like to my ankles.
Ugh.
And
That's just
also
what they
not-
told you. That's what they told you. It was the people at the show. That's just what
I
they
mean,
say. That's like a
there was-
common, there's a thing.
Oh yeah, there's a toilet
Yeah,
back.
that's always what they say. That's
I
never
was
true.
in
It's never true.
ankle deep water, like that was just continuously running down the stadium.
Ugh.
Don't drink
my
it.
shoes were soaked. No, I wouldn't.
So you're going to go for a walk tonight for 6 hours. You're going to get off this podcast and you're going to go walk for 90 minutes. Okay, I used to drive a lot like a couple years ago, and I ran out of podcasts in like 4 drives.
I know.
At drive 5, I was like, there's nothing left on the whole internet to listen to. So what do? How do you stay sane? You seem so sane. How do you stay that way?
I am the least sane person. I should be very definitely admitted somewhere. I will tell you a funny story because this plays into why I think I'm losing my mind. I was out at a concert, but it was like a 1-year anniversary of a brewery, so it was just like the parking lot, and it's a 90s cover band that plays like every song you ever loved from the 90s. They can cover anything, like Third Eye Blind, Counting Crows, like all that shit. So I see this guy, and he's 6'5", he's beautiful, and I'm like, yes.
Hey.
Yes, I have identified a target. So I I kind of I get sort of close to the area that he's at. And then, I make sure that he can like see me, and then he like comes over and we start talking, and it's on. Like we are booed up. Like I am holding his hand. I'm making out with him during this, very nostalgic show. I've completely ditched all of my friends. And as the show's wrapping up, he's like, my friends are going one way, his friends are going another way. So I was like, hey, like let's exchange numbers so that if we lose each other, because I was paranoid I'm going to like lose him. Like I just spent like 2.5 hours like
Reeling him in.
Right. I'm not trying to lose him. So he's like, no, I'll just come with your friends. And I was like, yeah, but like, let me just give you my number so that in case there's a lot of kerfuffle, there's a lot of people and shit. So what if I lose you? So he's like, I could see he's being very resistant. And so finally he was holding his phone. So I just grab his phone and I go, unlock your phone. I'm just going to give you my number just in case we lose each other. And he's like, and I could see, like, I was like, something is very wrong. And when I grabbed his phone, I go, I bet his wife and kids or some shit are on the screensaver. But no, nothing on the screensaver. I type in the first 3 digits of my number. When I get to the 4th digit, up pops my first and last name. And I look at him. I think he's like a deranged fan or something. And I'm like, why the fuck do you have my phone number and my first and last name? And he's like, because we've met. And I was like, no, we haven't. And he's 6'5", beautiful Colombian man. And I live in Denver. There aren't that many Colombian men. Didn't remember. So he says to me, I said, why wouldn't you say something? He's like, well, it was kind of embarrassing for me. I came over to say hello because we've met before. And then you acted like you'd never met me. And I was like, it's far more embarrassing for me. I need to directly go admit myself into a memory care clinic.
I think the Ambien.
So anyway.
The Ambien
Protein.
is
You can eat
working.
protein. It helps with that.
It's the lack of water. It's a bunch of things that are going on.
Fiber and protein both help with that remembering people thing. But like, well, how much fun would that have been if you were like, hey, you again? It was much nicer to be like, who's this person that I've never
Groundhog
met?
Day,
that
Corinne. You don't remember
peacock
the
in front of
embarrassing
him and hang
hookup or
out.
the bad anything.
So
You're
anything.
you're a newborn baby every day.
I'm 50 first
Memento.
dates. I was like, I am now composting my own fucking trash. He said to me, he goes, I go, well, what happened? And at first I was like, where did you meet me? He's like, Mile High Spirits 2 years ago. And that used to be a big hunting ground for me. So I was like, that's possible. And then he goes, I texted you and you never responded. And I was like, what was I even doing? Like, you're
Hunting
6'5". Why wouldn't I respond? So
When you think of men, do you think of them as like having tusks and covered in a heavy fur
And
with
you've got
like
the
some
spear
birds
and
and maybe like a bird leaving here? Like, do you think of men, like when you speak about men, you talk about hunting and capturing and clawing them to death and
I
all
mean,
these different things? Like,
Corinne,
are you,
this might be a good time, Corinne, to explain to him
Are they people?
your dream scenario of the cage.
are they people? Are men people?
So no, I mean, like my best case scenario would be I take away your phone, you don't have any Wi-Fi, and I put you in a cage, and then I just take you out of the cage when I want to play with you and when I want to take you out like as a date. But otherwise, you have no life. You do not know anyone. I'm the only person you can talk to.
That's my life.
That's
the cage is called the Disco
what I want.
Biscuits. That is my life already.
I think you put a Peloton and a pull-up bar in there too, Corinne, so he can stay fit.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah,
this is what we
great.
call the
Well, what
Dolly
is-
in the cage scenario. Corinne,
That's right.
a lot of us think, I'd love to have the white picket fence and the 2.5 children and the suburban ideal. Corinne thinks more of a saw or a hostel where there is a very tall, perhaps Latin man locked in a room to
Perhaps.
be taken out, to be paraded, to
Yes.
be, to do what he needs to do, and then he goes
And
right
I
back in the
don't need-
cage.
I don't need him to have any like of his own thoughts. Like I don't need him to be intelligent or funny or anything. Hi, Mikey.
Mikey.
What's up? Yeah, I don't.
Mikey's
really, I'm not-
Mikey's like, I've hooked up with both these motherfuckers.
No, but Mikey's seen me in
Good
action
job,
plenty of
Mikey.
times.
Mikey has seen her on the hunt. It's like a David Attenborough situation. You watch Corinne hunting, she finds the most physically fit of the species, but the most mentally unfit usually. And we should probably transition into the dating portion of the conversation. But before we do, we have dispensed with a lot of health information and advice,
Yes.
which means we have to do this legally. We are obliged by...
All
conversations and information exchanged during the participation in the Survivor with All the Fixins podcast is intended for entertainment purposes only. Do not confuse this with medical advice or direction. All advice dispensed is for the purpose of fucking up callers' lives and making the host feel better about their bullshit existences. Corinne Kaplan is likely a psychopath, according to Reddit at least, and as a result, nothing on this podcast should supplement or supersede the direction of actual doctors or basic common sense. You fucking sketcher.
Thank you.
Well
look,
said.
Syndrex Annie.
Have you ever considered hunting for real, Corinne? Have you ever considered getting a bow and an arrow and maybe a leopard sash and hitting the Colorado mountains past Estes Park?
I will say,
And
she
doing-
does love to torture animals.
Yeah, let's not.
No, we're not talking about that. That was
We have a very
Oh.
pro animal fan base, so just
I would assume
beware,
so.
Be aware. Very pro.
I'm the only person that's in Denver that doesn't like dogs. In fact,
Or music.
I've now been asked twice by two different people to be there when their dog was put down because I'm so non-emotional. So like I had to go to the veterinary office and then, I'm like, all dogs go to heaven. It's time. It's his time. Twice. And then I had to pick
Did
up
they
the
let
remains.
you push the button or end it? Or I feel like for you to turn it into an exciting experience, you'd at least want to get hands on.
Seriously. I brought my own electricity. Thank you.
Yeah. No, but it is interesting. I did have to, the first time I talked the person out of, he wanted to spend like thousands on a surgery. I was like, it's a dog. You'll get another dog.
That's great.
This is just, so most people find me very supportive in those circumstances.
Was that guy in a cage? Was he in a cage when you had that conversation? No.
No, he wasn't.
All right. Maybe he should have been. You could have saved him some money if you could have caged him up. You know what I mean?
So
Yeah.
Corinne,
Someone's asking that someone's a vet. Have I ever seen more animals? I have an animal. I just don't have a dog or cat. I have an alpaca.
oh yes, tell everybody about
Wow.
Tupaca the alpaca.
I've been asking to taxidermy him while he still doesn't need to be put down because he's so fucking annoying at the photo shoots I put him in.
So John, Corinne a few years ago went to the Colorado, what is it, like the state fair or something, the wildlife.
The National Western Livestock Show, as one
Yes.
does.
And I don't know. I mean, were you in in your right mind at that point, or was it one of those situations where you had? Sorry, I have the sound.
I will take an Ambien and I will start over tomorrow.
No, that's not the one I was thinking of. Anyways, where you sometimes you have a few drinks, you make some decisions. You bought a living thing. And not
Yes,
a
so-
small living thing.
How much does an alpaca cost? I don't even know. You can buy an alpaca?
Yeah, well, that's what you go to the livestock show to do, is to buy livestock, and I was on alpaca night. So I didn't buy breeding rights, which meant he was just going to be a pet, and so I only paid. He was $650, but they can be like $10,000 depending on the quality of their fiber and if you're buying breeding rights. But obviously, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, so I just got really drunk, and for my 40th birthday, bought an alpaca, and then didn't know what the fuck to do with him.
And you still don't know.
No, I mean, it got a little. After a while, I was like, the novelty has really fucking worn off. So, I sort of rehomed him.
Oh no, we lost her right at the speech about how to rehome an alpaca. Yeah, that's PETA. PETA came in and cut our broadcast off, folks. How does this chick get money? Like, she's buying alpaca. She's got a huge vodka bill. She's probably got to get a new blender every 2 weeks. She didn't get paid from Survivor. She doesn't get paid from this other show.
Believe it or not, Corinne is
she like a lawyer?
An incredibly successful pharmaceutical sales rep.
Wow. Oh
Yeah.
wow. That would
and
that would be the only job that she's qualified for.
But like has sold,
guitar
like,
player. She's also qualified for that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Died.
There she
well,
is.
you're
There
back.
she is.
I know, but my computer just crapped out. I think it gets too hot because we were on for too long or something. Can you hear me through my mic?
I don't think you're coming through your mic, but we can hear you.
Oh, we can hear you. You sound great.
Okay. It's not a big
You sound
deal.
great.
All right, because I plugged the mic
You
in.
sound
and it's
great.
Not doing anything.
Well, with let's be mindful. We don't want anything else to melt. So, Corinne, let's transition into your other favorite topic, which is, of course, hunting, or as normal people call it, dating. You live in Denver, Corinne, which happens to be, like the second city of the Biscuits universe after Philadelphia. What is the dating scene like in Denver? And have you ever encountered anyone who is like a Biscuits fan or a Fish fan? Have you ever gone on any dates with any wooks?
No, I don't think I would really be attracted to that. No, and I'm very adamant. Like when I'm on a dating app, if somebody's like, oh, I go to Rufus Du Sol or however you say it, like anybody mentions something in their bio about how they're really into music, I'm no, thank you.
EDM.
No.
What would you perk up to if music? Because everybody does music, but what are you looking for when you see a bio?
Pretty much just height, and then I will zoom in on the teeth to make sure the teeth look good. Zoom in on the hair, and then I like country music. So if I were gonna pick a genre, country or like Blink-182, and that's it. There's like nothing in between those.
Okay, so if you see that, so Corinne, we did have some questions from the Touchdowns All Day community. Hassan Aziz said, "What are your do's and don'ts for dating apps? What are your tips on how to be successful as a guy on dating apps?" So apart from teeth, hair, tall, what do you like when guys do? What, like the pictures they pick or the bio they write or the questions they answer?
So I would like you to say less. I don't need you to say a lot in your bio. But just pick pictures that I don't want any pictures of you skiing. Who fucking cares? I can't see your face. I definitely don't need you wasting a picture on your dog. I need clear shots of you, not with sunglasses on, not in any kind of group, certainly not a selfie, and they need to be fucking current. So
wait, isn't that a selfie? A clear picture of me by myself without my friends? Isn't that what a selfie is?
I think she means you didn't take it yourself. You have actual people in your life who.
Yes.
You want me to go to the mall and use like the Santa photographer and just do that thing?
Yes,
okay,
if Olin Mills is still available.
All right. I can do that.
Yeah, I think a lot of the bios I see are just okay. Here's an example. I went out with a guy. This is a couple years ago now. It might have even been when we still had our podcast, Max. But basically, I went out with a guy who had nicely coiffed hair, and then he shows up on the date, and his hair is as long as mine. And I was like, "Hey, dude." Not fucking cool. Everyone has a camera phone. Why? This is obviously, your pictures are so old that your hair is now fully grown like mine. And he's like, well, it's the pandemic. And I was like, okay, well, I didn't sign up for this. So if you want to go on a second date with me, you need to cut your hair. And he was like, yeah, no problem. I was going to do that anyway. It's just the pandemic. And I was like, I'll take a razor to it right fucking now. And he's like, no, I'll take care of it. Second date, I show up and I asked him before the date. I said, hey, you cut your hair, right? And he said, yeah. I get on the date, hadn't cut his hair. So he's laughing. And I was like, well, you have two choices here. We go directly to a hair salon or I'm leaving this date. And he was like, okay. So he cut his hair. And now the picture I took of him in 2020 is his main profile
It's on
picture.
his dating app now. Yes. Well,
when you were telling him that you're going to go to the hair salon right now, was his foot in a trap at that point in time?
No, but he really thought I was kidding. And I was like, I'm not kidding. You're like, we Googled the closest one that was open and he got his haircut.
Wow.
I mean, if I went on a date with somebody and they were as infatuated with hair
Yeah.
in this way, which isn't like, oh, your hair is so sexy. It's like, I need you to have this specific cut.
Yes.
That's what you're saying. I want this specific cut that you advertised or get the fuck out of my life. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes. I didn't sign up for a man bun. I hate that.
Oh, so it wasn't the fact that he advertised a different haircut. It was you draw the line at the man bun.
Yes. And his hair was curly like mine. He just looked like my brother. Like it looked like we were related. It was
That's
awful.
hot. That's
And
hot.
then,
It's a
you know,
very
I'll tell
popular
you,
genre.
Yeah.
this one, he broke up with me.
You
Basically,
can make some money doing those movies.
yeah, we dated for several months, and I even introduced him to like work people. Like he came to a work event with me, and then the whole time he was really tall. He was like 6'6", 6'7". So he had ordered a special bike from Finland, and he was talking about the bike. And because it was the pandemic, the bike hadn't gotten there. Where's the bike? The bike is lost in transit. He's tracking the bike. So finally, the bike gets there, and he goes to a friend's house because even though this bike was like $14,000, because this is how idiots in Denver are. You have to put the whole bike together. It comes in a garbage bag of screws. You have to assemble the whole goddamn thing. So he disappears. John, I never heard from him again. I got broken up for this fucking bike.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to figure out is why is he putting up with this bullshit that you're putting him through? By the way, he must be relatively new to Denver because I think if you're a guy and you move to Denver, after about 6 months, they send you a bicycle from Finland. I'm pretty sure. So,
And if you're over,
he's meeting new people.
You're a new guy in Denver, you would inevitably get caught in the Corinne trap.
I mean,
and it's a catch and release program.
I wonder how many stitches he had to get sewed up after getting out of the Corinne trap.
All right, Corinne, this is a question from Morgan, and I think Morgan is in the chat. She said, Corinne, what is your advice in getting a boyfriend when you're the type of woman that men are generally really scared of?
Yep.
Like, I put off really off-putting vibes, kind of schizoid. How should this hypothetical woman go about finding a boyfriend? I feel like you might be able to relate to this.
Great question.
I mean, yes, it's a good question, Morgan. And I am sorry to inform you that I don't have a boyfriend and I haven't had one in quite some time. The last guy I dated was set to, my mom was in town taking care of me after my hysterectomy, and then it was his turn, and he signed up for a golf tournament and fully abandoned me. So I don't know that I'm the best person to ask.
He broke up with you when you were recuperating from your hysterectomy.
7 days after my surgery, my mom was leaving. He had to take over, and he just fully abandoned me.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Real quality, I find.
And if we had him on this podcast, would you then refuse to come back on the podcast?
Yes, I would. I would. That would be awful. But what I was going to tell Morgan is I have a problem like you do. Like, first of all, I don't know where on the spectrum I am, but like I will say a lot of things. And the drunker I get, the more stuff I will say. It's a numbers game. So like oftentimes it's just a matter of you like I was at the Grizzly Rose this weekend. Okay, what I really did was I went to the Savannah Bananas game. Do you guys know what the Savannah Bananas are?
I'm seeing them on all the social media. Are they like a Harlem Globetrotters for baseball?
Yeah, but like I knew they were doing an after party at the Grizzly Rose, so I was like, I'm gonna catch me a banana. So I went to the after party, and as it turns out, they are children, and it was not super likely that I was gonna end up with a banana. But I saw this guy who I think is really cute, who like I used to see at Grizzly, and then he disappeared for like a year. It turns out he's on an assignment in Cape Town for whatever he does. So I was talking to him, and I didn't ask if he was single. I didn't ask anything. I just was like, he bought me a drink, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna kiss you now. And he's like, no, don't do that. And I was like, oh.
When he went to Cape Town, is that where he is that the cave that he lives in when he's not getting hunted by you? Does he go to Cape
Yes,
Town
he
and
escaped to Cape
burrow
Town.
with his
But like my
fellow
point is,
other
Morgan,
manatees or whatever?
I have oftentimes done really stupid shit like that. Like that wasn't great. Like I could have played that a lot cooler, and I did not. And then I texted him yesterday and was like, "It was really great seeing you." Crickets.
Yeah.
So now I've got it.
It's hard to text with hooves. You know what I mean? It's hard to it's hard to text back. So have you ever I'm imagining you've had sex before, right? I don't want to presume, but I'm just thinking maybe
She
you
is a
have.
lady.
You probably had a little bit of sex, right?
I've even had boyfriends. Yeah.
Have you ever lassoed somebody during sex by mistake, or grabbed them with a rope, or stabbed somebody, or has anything ever happened in sex where you're like, I'm crossing the line between actual hunting and what's supposed to be love?
Not during sex, but I will tell you, when I go to Grizzly, I lasso. I have video of me. I there's a lassoing room. I know how to lasso. I'm not great at it, but I kind of know how to lasso. No, I'll give you the only encounter I ever had that went violent. My ex Lionel, who Max has met before.
Lionel.
He broke up with me. We got back together briefly, and I had this huge after party at my house. We didn't he was visiting. We were seeing whether we could get back together. And I don't really know why I did this, but he opened the freezer to get ice. I saw a moment and I took it and I cold cocked him in the face. And he went down because he was not
cold cocked him with your wrist or with a blender?
Nope, with my fist. And he went down. He was also a large. He was 6'5". He went down because he was not expecting it. It knocked him off balance. And the next morning, I called my mom. I'm very close to my mom, and I said, I did something last night, and she's like, okay, what? And I was like, I hit Lionel, and she goes, with your car? And I said, no, just my fist. And she's like, all right.
Yeah, that's I agree with her. Who's that? Your mom?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's very smart. She's very smart. You know how they have those when Dick Cheney goes on hunting trips, they drug the animals so that Dick could be he can't see, right? But
they stock the pond.
He could still shoot a water buffalo that's falling over. We need to get you to a bar and drug all the guys, and then we see how your hunting goes when these guys are
incapacitated.
Yeah, barely standing.
They can't get away.
Yeah, we just give everybody a little bit of ketamine.
Well, I have no experience with ketamine. Does that make people less alert and easier?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It is originally a veterinary tranquilizer,
yeah,
right?
It's a veterinary. It's what you would do. Our whole world right now, and everybody in LA is taking ketamine.
I know.
Ketamine therapy, which is I did ketamine and I Ubered home. That's what that means.
Yeah.
I see a scenario where Corinne has one of those long blow dart things. So you don't even have to make the approach anymore. You could just and you find the biggest, tallest target in there. And then then you rope them. Then you do that thing where you tie the feet and the hands together. You sling them over a stick and you drag them back to the cage. But
I like
all right,
this.
I got another question for you, Corinne. This is from La Samurai, and he said, and this is kind of a biscuits related, but I think we can generalize this, Corinne. He said, is it true that the second best partner to someone who loves the Disco Biscuits is a partner who hates the Disco Biscuits? More strife is caused in relationships over one wanting to see 6 shows a year when that person is matched with someone who wants to go to 6 shows straight. And so, Corinne, I don't expect you to answer that specifically, but I want to know, you already addressed this a little bit, but how important is it for you to date someone who shares your taste in music or who doesn't like a type of music that you absolutely hate?
Extremely. It's very, very, very high on my list. Extremely high. I mean, as you know, I will not date someone that listens to EDM, even casually.
She hates all music.
No, I hate EDM. I don't hate like your jammy music is fine. It's not great. It's fine though. I mean,
I agree.
I'll deal with it. I would go to one of your shows, but if I get in your vehicle and EDM is playing, I'm getting right fucking out of it. I can't. I have nothing in common with you.
Well, I mean, if you get my car, it's probably Sinatra. So, are you into Sinatra?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's great. Are you into people driving you around who've been hit in the neck with a tranquilizer dart?
No, ideally they're pretty sober if they're driving me around.
That's cool. That's cool.
Mhm.
So Barbara,
Don't-
what's your take on all this? I mean, you are
Yeah.
obviously a happily married man.
Yeah.
I know Lisa loves the Disco Biscuits, but
Right.
have you ever, when you were on the dating scene, did you ever date someone who was like absolutely hated the Disco Biscuits type of music?
Those are my favorite girlfriends. I used to love girlfriends that hated everything that I did. It was the best because then I don't have to do it around them. I can do something else around them, which I always really liked. And then their musical taste, I usually listen to all the songs. I mean, I dated a girl that was like in a really big Bright Eyes period at one point in time, and I feel like that music was too emotional for me. But I also dated this one chick that was into death metal, and I really liked the death metal. So it
All
depends.
right. All right.
But I think Corinne's not into food. She's not into music. I think, and she doesn't know how to make money.
Not into
so
pets.
I
Wait,
think
wait. What?
I think I
I
have
make money.
Corinne,
I know.
No,
I
Corinne
think
knows how to make
yeah,
money.
I
Don't
mean,
worry
but-
about that.
But in the real world, right? Like, I think we need to go with this like man safari thing that you're doing, and then you have a line of like lycra, like spandex, like animal print stuff. That shit sells. That's how you get in the billionaire class.
But she's the hunter. She's not
Yeah,
going to wear the leopard print.
right.
She's got to have
She's-
this.
she's got to wear like a lycra hunter thing. That's hot.
I do
Well,
like
you
this
hunt
idea,
your
Corinne.
man. You know what I mean?
This is an idea. Feel free to use it for if you have any patrons or some sort of thing for the new podcast. Man safaris. Lead your listeners
Man
through
safari.
the Denver nightlife.
Yeah.
Grizzly Rose. You take them
Yeah.
to that gin bar that you brought me to.
Oh, I love that place.
You take them out and you basically show them how to hunt.
You pick
let
one.
them watch you hunt.
You hit him in the neck with the dart of ketamine.
You guide them. You say, okay, that's your target. How are you going to approach? Like, Corinne,
Yeah.
what you have got those great techniques, Corinne, for breaking the ice, for seeing someone. Like, what do you do when you see someone? Talk John through some of those strategies that I know you use when you just like you found your target. Like the conversation starters. You'll do.
So, yeah, I'm just a big fan. Like, I think a lot of women don't go up to men. So you can be ahead just by being the person that goes up to them. So I will 100% of the time go up to that person before they will come to me, generally speaking.
And what's your icebreaker? What do you
Doesn't
say?
matter. Doesn't matter. I have fake tits. It doesn't matter. What time is it? Have you been here before? It doesn't matter. Either
So
you're
what
going to be
time is
into
it?
what I look like or you're not, and I'll know that almost immediately.
I love what time is it?
Yeah, I've
'Cause it's
used that
like-
so many times.
It's that you're not even trying to cover what you're just like
No.
words.
Yeah,
Yes or no?
I have a phone. I know what time it is.
Yeah.
But
Everybody
it's
knows
like
what
I
time it
can't
is.
don't
use
know.
any of these. I can't use any of these because I never. I don't know. I could go up to people and say I have fake tits, but I don't think it would work the same if I did it.
Yeah,
You know what I
more-
mean?
Mm,
But
Well,
then
but John, you play guitar in a band. You stand on
Yeah.
the stage playing the guitar. That is basically the
yeah,
equivalent
but jam
of
band. It's a jam band.
This is what you need, okay? So forever, I will leave his name out of this, but
Okay.
my best friend is an NBA player, and when when we would go out in New York City together,
Paul Pierce.
no, but when we would go out in New York City together, I would go up to girls and I'd be like, "You guys, we have a table," and my friend would kill me if he knew I was telling you this, but he plays for the Nets. And then I would bring them over. So he didn't have to be the guy that was like doing that. So what you need, because I don't know who the hell knows what the biscuits are, I kid. You need a friend like me
I had that.
Oh, okay. Well,
I had that when I was younger. I
a
had
wingman.
Yeah,
A wing
no, just
woman,
the
a
wing
wing
chick
person.
is what it is. Wing chick.
yeah,
wing
because
chick.
girls
Yeah,
trust
yeah.
other girls stupidly.
I had
And
that
Elaine
when I was a
Maxwell
kid. What-
was a
what-
great the
Yeah.
Diddy parties. I mean, this is your you found your
Ghislaine's one of the
calling.
best to ever do it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. That was a great way to do it. You sit at the table looking cool, you know,
Yes.
ordering, vodka and blue cheese, and then the girl goes out and gets the other girls, and then because a girl is talking to them about you, these girls, their intriguer,
And
their
I'll-
intriguer tennis go up. They're like, "Oop." If it's a guy, they're like, these are just idiots from the bridge and tunnel crowd. But if it's a girl, they're like, oh, we must find out what the deal is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. And I would also be like, he's so sweet, and he just like he doesn't really know anyone. He just, he's only been playing here for a year. But none of that was true,
Corinne, our friend Laura wrote in with a question, and I'm gonna read it the way she wrote it, but I think there's a way to spin this around into a Corinneism. She said, "Is it better to build a wook or find a pre-trained wook?" And that made me think of the Corinne car wash. Can you explain to everyone your idea of the philosophy behind the Corinne car wash?
Yeah. So the goal is you don't want to get a guy that's like fully formed, because now you have a bunch of competition. What you want is a Build-A-Bear. You want a situation where you're going to make them into the person they need to be. So you're going to dress them. You're going to tell them, like, for example, in college, I met a guy, and he was rushing a fraternity, and I didn't really like that fraternity. So I had him stop rushing that fraternity and then start all over again the following semester so he could be in a fraternity I liked. Because he listened, you see. Yeah.
Desi.
You made his life better? Is that where this is going?
Oh, I didn't. I made it much worse. But it was better for me. I knew the president of that fraternity. I knew I could control him easier at that fraternity. And so, no. But that's what I'm saying. If you're asking to build is always better.
Okay.
They call this sport fucking. Don't they have a word for this? Isn't it called sport fucking?
I've never heard that.
I always thought that's what sport fucking was, is when what Corinne does, it's sport fucking.
Where you're creating.
Yeah, you're looking at the relationship as this other thing that you're not involved with, but you're using. It's like if you eat Fun Dip, you know what I mean? You throw the Fun Dip in the garbage when you're done. You only use one stick. You don't use both sticks. Those sticks are gross. You just throw it away when you're done. It's Fun Dip. It's fun. It's interesting. It's a dip, and then out it goes. It's like that's what we're talking about.
I do not describe what I did as sport fucking. That is no, because this takes a lot of time. It was a lot of time. I built this man, and then someone else claimed him. Unfortunately,
wardrobe. You changed their haircut. You changed their interests.
I'll change their nickname. Everything.
But you're looking for the raw materials. You're looking for the height, the hair, the teeth.
Yes.
And preferably as blank of a slate as possible. And then you add the personality. You add everything.
I put you in touch with the people I want you to be friends with. Yeah.
Great.
And then you see, I giveth and then I taketh away.
Great.
So now.
Wait, how do you take it away? I mean,
punishment if he's bad.
I get you banned from all the clubs that I've been taking you to. None of my friends will talk to you again, and you don't have your own friends.
I have friends. I have
Not
friends.
anymore, you don't, because you've been to the
friends.
car wash. You're not allowed to talk to those people anymore.
Why is there a car wash? I thought, well, what's the car wash part?
Somebody nicknamed it that when I was in college, because I dated a guy named Jared who was like, he was on steroids and he was a monster. And then I polished him up. And everyone started calling him, instead of Jared, they called him Gerard, because all of a sudden he like acted totally different. So they said he went through the Corinne Kaplan car wash. And so that's what I was known for.
I thought you meant by Corinne car wash is you wanted a car wash next to your house, so when you bring one of these random guys home, you can make them walk through the car wash before they go into your apartment, so that when you hook up with them, they're not as gross as they were when you found them.
You could use one of those at your shows.
That's what I thought we were going. Yeah, there's not enough soap in the world to make
at the
our
entry to the Mission Ballroom. We're going to make everyone walk past a hose. We're just going to.
Wait, are you guys coming to Denver? Are you?
We are.
Max, are you coming? Isn't it April-ish?
No, there's some Denver. Well, actually, it's Fort Collins area shows coming up. I unfortunately will not be able to be there, but John is playing at that same club, Ophelia's. On September.
Where you guys went on your date? I'm gonna play. I'm playing with the guy who entertained you on your date.
The piano player and John are doing a show. So Corinne, maybe you come out, do a little meet and greet beforehand. You could hunt. You could, put some of these people through the car wash.
Honestly, I think maybe just potentially what you're offering is actually appealing to a lot of guys. I mean, look, I need friends. I would love a new nickname. I definitely would like to go to some fun clubs, and I really think that maybe a haircut, I could change my haircut. I don't necessarily need this haircut anymore. I don't even care what it is, frankly. I'm not even looking at myself ever, so I don't even know what my hair looks like. So I think if maybe a version of this where
I offer this service,
the makeover.
People would love this. You could really up your numbers if you had a better marketing plan that was a little bit more inclusive.
I am not very inclusive.
No?
It's tall only over here. There is no, I wouldn't, yeah.
What's minimum height? What's minimum height?
Minimum now,
Yeah.
because
Well,
I'm
how tall are you?
old and desperate. It doesn't matter how tall I am. I present taller.
Oh, but you're mid fives, I guess. I mean, all women are mid fives, right? Pretty much.
Yes, but
tall.
I present
Mid-five.
5'11", but I'm technically 5'7".
Okay, perfect. So what's minimum height in the guy? Or woman?
I don't find people attractive under 6'2", and honestly, if you're under 6 feet, I can't even see you really. So my preference is like I'm talking to some guy on Hinge now that's 6'9". That's perfect. Like I like really tall. So that's why I'm saying I'm not like super inclusive. I don't care what color or
Is there
race
like a
or,
sexual
religion you are.
position? What's the deal with the height? Like, is there if I introduced you to a guy, I know a guy who's 5'3", and God, is he rich? I mean,
No.
let me tell you. Let me tell you, this dude
Corinne.
makes rich people look broke as fuck.
Standing
Like,
on the wallet,
he's
Corinne.
carried everywhere by his little crew.
Because he's so small. He's just getting piggyback rides
They
everywhere.
have a baby Bjorn
he's
for
just
him.
so wealthy. He's
But
so
Corinne,
wealthy.
you have made exceptions. I think it was your father who said something about they are taller when they stand on their wallet.
Yes, that's what my dad always says. Yeah.
This guy's wallet is too big to. He can't even climb up the damn.
Yeah,
thing.
if you
but
put it in his
5'3" is that's.
But you wouldn't find. Well, so what?
5'3" is like you get a
What's the
handicap
whole
placard.
Why the height? I dated tall girls. I dated short girls. I never thought the height was. I thought it was just different, right? Like smaller girls, you do this. Bigger girls, you do this. What is there a sexual position that you're doing that if they're too small, the position doesn't work anymore?
No, you know how like sometimes things get ingrained in you like at a young age. I just like the guy I lost my virginity to was the captain of the basketball team, and I've just only ever been attracted to tall men. I've even like gone out with or met somebody that's really seemingly great in every other way, but I just can't get past the height.
Wow.
I don't get that. I don't understand that. I don't understand.
I know.
Because
It's not good.
I get bad breath. Like, would you date a guy who had terrible breath but was 6'5"?
Does he have terrible breath because he's not brushing his teeth, or does he have terrible breath from like an internal rotting? Why does he have bad breath? Because I need to know the reason.
Internal rotting.
Because all he eats is blue cheese out of.
I don't think I could do.
Blue cheese will make your breath perfecto. Yeah. Yeah, like what else? Is there nothing that would turn you off to a tall man when a short guy asking? You know what I mean?
I think I could answer this.
God.
Max wants to tell us why he only
necklace,
dates tall men. Why is that, Max?
A bracelet, a long hair, a dog. There are things that Corinne will draw the line, but I mean, then again, Corinne, you did spend a long time pursuing a man who was wearing like cowboy boots made out of Crocs.
Yeah, I just saw him. Like I saw him on the side of the road today, literally.
Working, living.
No, he drives a Vespa, and that shit was stuck on the side of the road, and I did not pull over, and it was definitely him.
But you
wait, he's 6'5", he drives a Vespa. They make a
he
Vespa
had no
for
money.
guys like that.
There is a level of tall and hot where Corinne will waste months, if not years, putting up with. I mean, like, John, I'm talking about people who are barely literate, like who can't hold a conversation, but who are, like world class. I mean, she's brought home male models who, like, you couldn't put two words together.
Yeah.
And those guys stuck around for 6-8 months.
Is that a long time?
Long enough.
6-8 months?
I mean, in Corinne years,
that's a really long time for me.
When you're 29 years old, 6-8 months, that's like an 18th of your life.
It's astronaut years. Yeah.
How do they get away? Do they break out of the cage? Like, what do they do?
Eventually they get tired of my antics.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what happens.
Are they looking for something deeper?
I'm not saying I'm not deep, but usually they're looking for someone that's not like constantly going through their phone or,
you
also
go through,
cheating.
Wait, you hook up with other people and then you go through their phone.
Oh,
is that a requirement?
No, look, I've gotten better at this, but I had some strict policies for many years that you can't add any females to your phone. So you need to show me, let's say you have 5,000 contacts in your phone. Well, every once in a while, I'm going to quiz you and see, do you still have 5,000 contacts? And if there's 5,002, who are the 2 new contacts? And have you cleared those by me? I know it sounds insane. This is why Lionel dumped me.
Yeah, it does sound insane.
I'm trying to get better at this, but the reality is
5,000 contacts. I'm in a fucking rock band. I don't have 5,000 contacts in my phone. That's
I
a
have
lot.
like 5,000.
You are so popular. That's insane.
I don't know.
That's
It's
great.
because I don't delete it. I don't fucking know. I don't know who half those are.
Yeah. 5,000's good though. I mean,
Well, and
I
a lot
think-
of those people are the same number entered in multiple times because Corinne forgets that she's already met the guy. So she's like, tall black hair, blue shirt.
Yeah.
And then the next time it's tall black hair, green shirt because
there's Vongo, Dongo, Pongo, and Jongo are all in their phone. Yeah. He's like, we have met before, my darling. We have met before.
Corinne, I know that you have once dated a musician, and John, I thought I would play you a little sound.
I'm like, who did I date that was a musician?
Well,
Jeff.
How could you forget?
Oh.
This is the track.
Remember the 13th of November, the gunpowder, treason, and plot.
Oh my god, all the ATF people are gonna go nuts.
Never the 13th of November,
I like the clap.
the night people fell by the lot.
Give it to me now. Yeah.
Barbara, what do you think? Can you maybe can we do an arrangement of this for the Biscuits?
Oh my god, I can't believe the Serbs music is getting played for someone who's actually a famous musician.
Yeah.
Lindsay.
Was it a game?
I
Dude
slept
needs
with
a
this
hype
man.
man.
Before or after you heard the track? I can't remember.
Unfortunately, I was in too deep when he introduced me to this track.
Is this the guy who dumped you because he wanted to play video games with his cousin or something?
Yes. But also, I did bring it back. And then he absconded. He moved. After he was like, remember, he used to say, all right, turn this garbage off.
I mean, this part's fire. This part's fucking fire.
I'll send
the
you
rest
the
of it
track.
is trash.
But
But that part was fine. Don't.
And by the way, it is almost the 13th of September. Like,
Sounds
it's
like
almost.
Taurus.
So he used to say all the time, Max, if you'll remember, I bet you have the sound drop. I don't believe in anything.
I don't believe in anything.
There it is.
He's a nihilist. Yes.
Okay. He would tell me over and over again, like, he doesn't believe in having a girlfriend, doesn't believe in marriage, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I reconnected with him recently because I was in Salt Lake. I was like, hey, are you still in Salt Lake? He's like, no, I moved back to Serbia. I'm married and I have a kid. And I was like,
there you
cool.
go.
Cool. So
Well,
you believe in something now
Yeah, he just didn't believe it
with
when
me.
it involved you. Yeah, I think
That's correct.
Well, what is your thought on children? Are you looking
I
for
hate them.
someone?
I like actively cannot stand children.
So you're saying you don't want to be the godmother for? No. All right.
No.
No, thank you.
So you don't like
Hard
pets, you don't like children, but
No.
But you were a child once, and
I was like a fully formed adult from like very young age.
yeah, potentially.
You should see her hosting reel from like '94. It was really something. I'm not joking. She did grow up in Florida. If anyone is wondering, like, what the explanation for all this is, a beautiful family. Father is an oral surgeon. Mother is the most wonderful person. Collects dolls that look like Corinne.
She makes the dolls.
Makes dolls look like Corinne. Her brother is a physician as well. Upstanding. It's just somehow Corinne fell off, like, the apple cart, and something happened. But everyone else is lovely. Not
Well,
that you're not.
I'll tell them you say hello. Hey, it's crackly over here. Is it okay sound wise for you?
You're getting a little crackly, and we have been going for 90 minutes, so we
That's
probably
fine.
should bring it home. We all have. I mean, Corinne, you have to take your Ambien soon, or else it's going to
It
get
is
all messed up.
Getting close to I'm so sorry that my computer crapped out. Thank you for all the new people that joined and all of the lovely ones that I've seen. Steven, PJ, Lindsay,
Yes.
Phil, like all you guys.
This was a long overdue
Mikey.
reunion. It was great to get the band back together. Great to introduce some old friends to some new friends. Great to see the two of you mix it up. Corinne, remind us again, what's the name of the new podcast and when and where?
Where's My Spinoff? It should be out in the next 2 weeks and it'll be everywhere. We're on Her.media, so they have a lot of like shit. Like
You're done. Novel concept. She actually gets money to do a podcast. We're off the air, Corinne.
What?
We'll ask you for some pointers.
What?
And
We're on. Okay.
We're on the Osiris podcasting network, and it's more of like a DIY kind of thing, I think. But Corinne, where can people find you on social media?
Well, at Corinne Sanity on Instagram. I lost my Twitter login, so God knows what's happening over there. And my TikTok is just at Corinne Kaplan, but really Instagram is like my main jam.
Why didn't you get Corinne Sanity on TikTok as well?
Because I'm a fucking moron.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about branding. I don't know why I did that.
You gotta brand yourself.
No, I think you got it, but you lost the password.
Safari, girl. You're leaving hundreds of millions of dollars on the table now.
I'm just not that popular.
You have a unique perspective on the male sexual race or whatever. And women need to hear this. And men need to hear this, frankly. Men need to hear that they can get a fucking haircut. They need to hear this.
And take a decent picture of themselves and put it on the dating app. Well, I'm happy to come back. We just have to keep the pods apparently to an hour because the computer Max bought me 8 years ago will not stay cold enough or whatever. I have it sitting on a book so that it's ventilating. I don't know why.
I have no idea. I mean,
wait, you're using an 8-year-old computer?
Yeah, she's using an 8-year-old computer.
That's hot. Yeah. That's even hotter. I mean, that's the hottest thing you've said this whole interview.
Yeah.
I'm not very tech savvy.
Just go over to your house and answer questions about why your computer's broken. Oh God!
So many sound drops.
Eating packets of Splenda. What movie would you watch in that situation? Like if we were at your house eating Splenda, having a Grey Goose and blue cheese, and you wanted to cozy up on the couch and maybe fit my ankles for a lasso. What movie would we watch at that point in time?
So I don't see movies. Sorry.
But you love.
They are a thing. You know what they are, right?
Yes. The last movie I saw in the theater was Wedding Crashers. And I have.
You mean the original one or the remake?
Nope, the original one. That was the last movie I saw in the theater.
I think you guys are cuddling up on the couch.
What can I say? Tough titties.
You're watching.
See, that I would watch. Yeah, I love a documentary.
She loves a documentary about cults. Or
I will rewatch Righteous Gemstones or Arrested Development or Parks and Rec over and over again. But I just won't I will not sit down for a movie. That's just not a thing I do.
And you don't have time. If I came over to your house, you'd be like, sit here. I'll be back in 90 minutes. I have to go walk. And then I'd be like, where did she go? And why is there no food in this house?
Yeah.
Oh, your people are so nice. I'm reading their comments. You guys are very lovely. Thank you. Thank you for understanding my sense of humor and not getting offended by it.
They get it. They get it.
Corinne, we got to get you out to a show soon. And everybody, please check out Corinne Sanity on Instagram. Go find the podcast when it drops. I guarantee this is just a sneak preview of Corinne's stories and antics. The amount of celebrity cameos that we had Diddy today, of course, but you'll typically be hearing some of the wildest stories and you'll think it's only been 7 days since the last episode. I don't know how this woman has experienced all of these things in the last 7 days to fill an entire other episode, but that's just Corinne. That's just how she does it. So she's what can I say? She's got a gift from God.
Well, thank you. I'll join you guys again sometime. Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
Yes. Well, John, thank you. And thank you all for joining.
I had a blast.
I'm going to wrap things up tonight. Guys, we will see you soon. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Some of our ATF fans, we would love that if you subscribe. You don't have to watch our Fakakta podcast ever again without Corinne on it, but we want the subscriber numbers. We're trying to make a little money here. We're not just doing this as a charitable thing. John's got children to feed, and I have pets to feed. And so, everybody, thank you for coming by. DiscoBiscuits.com/shows for all the new tour dates, which you definitely didn't hear last week. You definitely didn't hear that there are new songs, all that stuff. Well, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. On behalf of John Gottwillig, Corinne Kaplan, this is Max Dawson saying, see ya.